That's what I did wrong. All right, guys, welcome everybody to Diamond Zone. Thursday morning, June, what is it, 8th? June 8th. And we are day three into our project advancements. our 2-week pay cycle. I'm calling it Project Advancement. Everybody wants to advance rank. That's the goal, obviously. And what we're going to do today is just talk about just a mindset and strategy, because I know a lot of people out there today, more than ever, and this is an applause to everybody on this call. A lot of you are now doing your own 3-way calls. You're stepping up. You're doing your own launch calls. You're meeting with your downlines. So you're taking responsibility. You're taking the ownership role of your company. And that's really where you make the turn. You know, obviously we have these types of trainings for everybody to plug into, but you know, the day you take ownership of your business is really the day that you really believe you could start to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve here. And I want to talk about that a little bit today. But you know, as we always talk about in the beginning every day up until Las Vegas, is really the importance of that event. You know, maybe you guys made your decision yesterday that you're going to figure it out and you want to go. So remember, Vegas is June 23rd and 24th at the Palms Hotel. I will tell everybody it'll be a worthwhile investment into yourself if you decide to make that happen. I also just thought about it, you know, at the party Saturday night, I want to have a Diamond Zone area. You know, for all the people that attend Diamond Zone, we're gonna have a Diamond Zone area in the at the social event at Rain Nightclub. So you know, just gonna be just different things that I promise you will remember. So what I want to talk about today, guys, is really the mindset as you go out there and you do your presentations. Because like I said, and if you haven't done your own presentation, you know, I challenge everybody, you know, do sit down, right? Get it. Like I remember Lisa's talking about the other day, get your own Zoom account, right? Step up, get your own Zoom account, because you're now prepared, right, to lead your teams. And that's exactly what you want to do. And, you know, as you go out there and build your business, okay, I want you to understand the importance of this PowerPoint presentation. And whether this PowerPoint presentation changes, which I'm anticipating it's going to, because we want to make sure we have compliant slides, I want you guys to know what you're really selling, you know, when you're going out there and talking to people. You know, whether you're doing a 3-way call, whether you're doing a launch call for somebody, or a one-on-one, or whether you're out there just talking to people. Okay, do you know what message to send? Do you really understand what you're selling? And when you go through a presentation, right? When you go through a presentation, and I'm just touching on this right now, and you have to understand why every slide is there. And the purpose of this slide, it really sets up the tone of really why this is something special, right? How many times you guys see me do a presentation, and this really sets the tone that this is something that we know is going to change the business world, right? Because I always talk about how World Global Network embodies this quote. And I talk about that Mr. Bill Gates is a very successful person, right? And then you understand, right, the reason why we talk about Mr. Fabio Galdi. It establishes credibility to the people you're talking to, right? It establishes that he understands the industry of technology, right? And it gets people to understand that he has a vision. And when I talk about this particular slide, what am I talking about? Yes, the technology, but it was really his vision that he really talked about pioneering a whole new category. See, these are key points I want you guys to remember, right, when you're out there talking to people. You know, because what people are asking themselves? Well, why this company? And why you? Why this company and why you? And when you start to establish that in your conversations or in your presentations, and you make that point, it betters your chances to get people to open. That's all I want. I want people to be open to receiving the information. And when I talk about that, this segment, this new category is different than supplements or skincare or services. It gives people that vision that, you know what, this could be the next big thing. See, I want to create fear of loss with people. I want people to remember if they said yes or no to this opportunity. If they said no, guess what? I'm motivated to prove them wrong. That's what fuels me. If they say yes, I'm motivated to get them results. But I got to get them to see why this is different, right? This particular slide talks about, right, being part of a company that's going to go through growth. This is a vision slide. You got to increase people's vision. And if I look at this slide and I'm talking about being publicly listed, what does that do? It lends credibility. So you got to know the purpose of each slide and when you're talking to people. And when you know your slide deck, you can pick out any slide based on the conversation you're having with people. Right? So I want people to understand this is credibility. And then I want to share with them where we're going as a company. Going from 157 million to 2 billion. Right? So you know what that does? Once again, it establishes fear of loss. I want to be part of that before it goes to 2 billion. And then, right, I'm talking about the vision of expanding our company into 195 countries. Because how many people do you think that you talk to on a daily basis have contacts in different cities, different states, and different countries? Now, here's a little trick. Wherever they're from, that's the place we want to open. I don't care where it is. Wherever they're from, that's the place that we want to get into. I want to make people feel good, okay, about getting involved. I want them to be able to see that they can get results. And I'm not lying, because everywhere someone is, we're looking for leadership, right? I was on the phone with somebody yesterday from Belgium. Okay, I said, guess what? We're looking to open up Belgium. It's the truth. It's the truth, because if he's the one that steps up or leads me to somebody in Belgium, right, isn't there an unbelievable opportunity? So this is the stuff you have to get excited about. I don't care if they live on the next block. I'm looking to open up the next block. I don't care if it's a different floor in my office building. Well, you're on floor 3, I'm on floor 4. I'm looking to open up floor 3. Okay, you want to get involved with me? It's your excitement and showing people that there is an opportunity here. Okay, now, this is what I want to get into. Okay, because most people, when they get involved in our type of a business, is getting involved mainly with the product. And there's nothing wrong with that. Establishing your product, establishing why you're excited. Wearable technology, right? Everything we do is we're outlining our case, right? Right now, the Comey hearing is on, right? It's on every news channel. And you're going to have the Senate, okay, going out there and relaying their case, no matter what it's for, pros or cons, right? That's what it is. That's what lawyers do. They lay out the case. Well, what we're doing when we're talking to people is we're laying out and presenting our case on why world. Why? How many times you guys hear me say it? Why are you doing this? Why this company? Why this product? Why this compensation plan? Do you remember all when you were a kid? How many times you say that? Well, why? How come? Why? Right? It was just a natural thing we say as kids. Right? Well, see, understand, we're just all grown-up kids. And when you talk to people, you know what they want to know? Why are you doing this? And this establishes, okay, the case that we have that World Global Network is going to be the next big thing, right? So you got to get really familiar. And that's why I always talk about when a presentation is done, no matter who's doing it, listen as if you had to relay the information. And I'm just walking you through, okay, these different slides. Now, most people will get involved and they're only going to talk about the product because the product is tangible. You could touch it, you could feel it, you could get results from it, right? But see, what this slide does, it talks about where wearable technology is going. See, everything we're sharing with people, guys, is vision. It's vision. See, the car industry doesn't have to expand people's vision because it's established. People know you need a car, right? Computers don't need to expand your vision. It's established. Wearable technology is not established yet. And there lies the opportunity. And so when I talk about Forbes magazine, I'm talking about what? $34 billion projected market. I want a piece of that. When I talk about Time magazine and how wearable tech will change your life, right? And then I talk about and I relay it to the cell phone. There's reasons why things are being said. I want them to see that every time they pick up the cell phone, I want them to see wearable technology because that's where it's going. And I want to create the fear of loss that if you say no to this, you've said no to the next big thing. That's always my attitude when I talk to people, right? And then the more information you give, right, then you obviously need to expand their vision. And then we talk about specifically, it's the Hilo, right? And how do we get the Hilo into people's hands, right? 2-minute video, right? We all know that, the 2-minute video. And then we talk about all the features of the Hilo, right? Now, having said that, then we talk about how it monitors your loved ones. And maybe you could share a story here. You know, every time I do this slide, I talk about my dad, how he had triple bypass surgery, right? So I want you to have, this is your ammunition, guys, being able to monitor your loved ones, the panic button, right? The health enhancing stones. And maybe there's a testimonial here. But this establishes what? It establishes that we're real because we have a real product. But a lot of people will get out of balance simply on the product. And you're not relaying how this product can change their financial situations. Do you want to hear about how accurate the heart rate is, or do you want to know how to make money? See, I got to establish this. Yes, I'm glad I could read my vitals, but I'm doing this business because there's an opportunity attached to it. But then you can also talk about, right, the comparison charts, right? Fitbit versus Garmin, how we were established on Fox News, right? These are all talking points. How we were also featured at CES and the testimonials some people are receiving, right? And then we all know about this slide, right? The new slide everybody's getting excited about, how we are now ranked number 4 in the world already after 10 short months of us really being in wearable technology. And this is where I really start to establish with people. Yes, I'm excited about number 4, but what's the most important part of this slide? I want you to think about this. Why do you think we're number 4? Because we're on the shelf like everybody else? No, because there's a business attached to our product. That's why we're soaring past everybody else who's been in the industry for 10, 15, or I should say 3, 4, 5 years. The reason why we know we're going to be number 1, here comes more fear of loss, is because we have a business where people could earn money with our Fitbit. Garmin, Samsung, Fitbit, Sony, Microsoft, they don't pay you. So Mary, we give people an opportunity to change their financial situation. by doing what those other products do, right? We just get the percentage. The only difference is when they market their product, they do it through a store shelf. They do it through advertising. We are the advertiser. And our storefront is our website. And the more people we could send to World Global Network to shop, the more money we make. So it's called referral marketing. Welcome to the 21st century. Right? Why do you think retail establishments are closing faster than ever before in the history of our country? Why? Because online shopping is taking over the malls. Online shopping is taking over. And that's where we are. That just becomes our business. So you got to know how to relay what people understand. Because Mary, let me ask you a question. Have you ever bought anything online? You realize that JCPenney, Sears, Kmart, all these major retailers when we were growing up are almost dinosaurs? Well, this is now my new business. And it happens to be in this industry called wearable technology that hasn't yet been established. There lies the opportunity, and here's your proof. Okay, and then obviously we have different products, right? We have the BioZen. Guys, don't underestimate this, by the way. There's a lot of articles now all of a sudden hitting the internet about radiation. This could be a product that provides just as many dollars as the Hilo. And by the way, if you want to rank advance, just get everybody on your team to buy a pack of BioZen. That's 500 points. Doesn't everybody need BioZen? Just try this today, okay? Send those articles, okay? I got to get one for everybody. Everybody's going to say, what's the article? Someone unmute themselves. So who was posting stuff on the BioZen? On the web. Did you see something too? There's something, yeah, there's a Canada article. There's article, I'll put it on Hilo Life. Will you do that, Jenna? Put it on Hilo Life. Okay, go to Hilo Life, guys. There's an article there. Send that article, if you have an organization, to everybody and say, you need this product. And then copy and paste, right, what you want them to buy and say, I would buy this product. You want to increase your ranking? If you had, 500 points that you get if someone buys the BioZen pack? If you had 10 people buy the BioZen, there's $5,000. You got 20 people that buy BioZen, you're a diamond. Is that not right? Isn't 10 times 5, 5,000? Yeah. That is it. Yes. No, wait. Yes. Okay. 10 times 500, I should say. Okay, so 20 people buy the BioZen, you've established yourself as a diamond. So you could recycle your consumer base, guys, right? So just do that today. Just make sure everybody knows and send them the article and say, you are in business, you need BioZen. What percentage of people buy it? Maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow or by the end of the pay cycle. See, as the company adds more product, right, what's the base supposed to do? Buy the product because they're in business. Okay, we know about the blood glucose. Okay, and we all talk about this when we talk to people. It's coming. Okay, but just be careful because how many times have you heard this? Sometimes we shoot ourselves in the head. Well, I'll wait till the blood glucose comes out. I would touch on it. I wouldn't stress it. Okay, because you want to establish what we have today. And then, of course, the phone. Okay, we have the phone coming, and then, of course, the App Store. Now, I'm not here to train on all this. You all know the power of the App Store, right? I want to expand your vision. See, if I'm talking to people and I want to expand their vision, of course I'm going to talk about the glucose. That's vision, right? Of course I'm going to talk about the phone. Of course I want to talk about the concept of Apple, right? That they have an App Store and they download 2.2 million available apps, produce 3 billion a week. You've heard it, right? And then all the different things that we're going to come out with. This is establishing vision for people. Okay, now, here's the other side of this. And I know you're all going to say, oh my God, here he goes again. But I want you to understand really what you're selling. Okay, what you're selling. Does anybody want to guess what slide I'm going to put up? Okay, and when you do this, guys, you want to make sure if you're doing a presentation, and I don't really care where you put the income disclosure, I always put it at the beginning of the compensation training. Okay, that's where I always do it. And I read it. And I read it. And I establish, this is my favorite slide. Now, obviously, if I'm in a conversation with people, I'm not reading the income disclosure, right? With somebody. Hey, before we have a conversation, let me make sure you understand. Practicality dictates that everyone's results will vary, as we are all unique and different. Of course not, okay? But if I'm talking about the opportunity in a formal presentation, right, or if I'm posting something, I'm going to have the income disclosure. Have you ever heard of any pharmaceutical drug commercial? Are you kidding me, right? Be proud of this. Be proud of it. I was on the way back from Starbucks this morning, and there's a commercial for rich uncles. I don't know if you've heard this commercial. It's called Rich Uncles. They allow people to throw their money in to different investments. And on the back end of the Rich Uncle commercial was this disclosure. Okay, someone talking really, really fast about how to protect themselves, right? Just in case the Rich Uncle investment doesn't work out. Everybody is now familiar with income disclosures. I just turned this into a positive. This is my favorite slide. Why? It's a legacy company. And I made my decision because I knew this company was going to dot every I and cross every T, because this is something that you could pass down to your kids, the income. And now people look at this in a different way. They go, oh, wow, they're really taking the extra mile. And I make fun of it. Okay, I make fun of it where it says common sense would suggest in most opportunities, one would find exceptional individuals performing well above average. Duh. While others perform under the average. Okay, we do not guarantee any level of income or your success. I want people to hear this when I do a presentation. I emphasize it, okay? Now without going into the comp plan, because that's not the purpose, okay, this is what I want you to understand why most people are going to get involved with your business. Yes, I do believe it's an equal opportunity, guys. There's no doubt about it. It is an equal opportunity. And you have to have a great product, and you have to establish with that great product, there's also a business attached. Why isn't this opening? Hang on, let me turn this off. Buzzkill, right? Sorry, so let me, where else does it live? I think it lives in Creating Desire too. For whatever reason, it wouldn't open. Okay, so I want you to also establish, okay, and I know you've seen this slide 1,000 times, but we're going to do it again. Because I'll tell you what, guys, there's really nothing new. It's just where you are and when you're willing to, when you want to hear it, okay, in your journey. But now I think a lot of you need to hear this, that when you're out there and you're just starting your own presentations, okay, you may be emphasizing just the product. But understand, I believe because we have a great product, the reason why people are going to get involved is because they have the ability of making money. So what I want people to always see, okay, always, 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 every time they think of Helo, I want them to think about owning their own business with that product that's going to be a $2 billion product by 2020. I want them to think about, if they're a business owner, how I have no employees or no overhead. I have lifestyle control. I have tax advantages I could take advantage of. You never know what people are looking for, right? So you got to establish this. You got to establish this when you're talking to people, when you're doing a three-way call and you're talking to somebody. You got to find out what they're maybe looking for. And this is why you have to gather information so you can match all these different things on the screen to the person you're talking to. Okay, what if you've been talking to an employee and they've always dreamt about owning their own business, but they've extinguished that dream because they don't have the financial wherewithal to start a traditional business? Do you know there was a poll done and 85% of the people said, I would love to own my own business versus work for somebody else? But why don't they? Financial wherewithal was number one. Number two was know-how. Let me ask you a question. Do you really need financial wherewithal here? No. And who provides the know-how? We do. Now, I want you to think about that when you're going out there. I'll say it now and I'll say it again. Hang on. When you're going out there and talking to people and you start presenting the packages, when you do this right, it enhances your ability to tell people you need a premium pack. I have no problem telling them. I told somebody yesterday, I go, listen, if you want me to do a launch call with you and we're going to open up this area, okay, you need a premium pack and you need to buy the Biozen. Because why would I set you up for failure? We're going to open up this market. I won't say which market because you'll know who I'm talking about. Okay. And if we're going to open up this market, you're telling me we're not going to move 6 kilos and 30 Biozen? Oh, got it. Okay. It's about what you're comfortable telling people. And if you establish what I'm about to tell you on the screen, you will be comfortable telling people to buy the higher package. Because what would it be worth if there was no product, zero product that you got? What would it be worth to own your own business without the overhead and without the employees? Think. What would it be worth to have a business where you could become profitable day one, month one, with the immediate income? How many businesses do you believe are profitable in their first month? Let's just use first month. We were profitable our first day, okay? Because we established our team, and the money we made from our team making commitments, we recouped our initial cost. Day one. Okay, let's say it took you a month. What would it be worth to have that type of opportunity? Do you know most businesses don't turn a profit for 3 to 5 years? And the capital that they have to start the business really keeps them in the game for 3 to 5 years while they become profitable. Oh, that's traditional business. I have $500,000 I'm putting into this, but a big part of that $500,000 is keeping you afloat while you establish the business. Here, think about this. See, when you talk to people, you got to understand what you're offering. Earning money now is what you need to emphasize. We live in an instant gratification society. People want to know what they could do today and make money today. What would it mean, Mary? Let me ask you. Maybe just to cover a car payment, a mortgage payment, a child's tuition. Do you know, Mary? Remember our income disclosure now, that we have people, we're putting on business plans to make over $100,000 our first year. You guys, I want you to think, okay? Got 80 people on this call right now. What would it be worth? Could you get someone to buy a premium pack with them believing they can make $100,000 their first year? What's that opportunity worth? Can I tell you? Do you know people who own a franchise make between $80,000 and $120,000 a year? And they put $250,000 to $1.2 million into that opportunity. Do your research on franchising. $250,000 to $1.2 million to make $80,000 to $120,000 a year. And we're asking ourselves, I don't know. I don't think Mary could afford a premium pack. Then you haven't established the vision for Mary. Okay, that's the bottom line. And here's the vision, Mary. Okay, we're involved in wearable tech. See, I could do the entire presentation on this slide. I don't need all those other slides. If I just did this one slide, I could establish why people should make a decision, okay, and whether or not they should say yes or no, and why they should buy the higher package. Okay, how about this one? When you're talking to people and you establish this, you're talking to somebody that's stuck. You're talking to somebody that's worked for somebody for 10, 15, 20 years. Okay, they've hit the glass ceiling. They're not being paid what they're worth. There's no advancement opportunities. What would it be worth to get that person, think now everyone, to dream again? What would it be worth to get somebody to say, you know what? Today was the day I started to dream again. Wow. Getting just people out of being stuck. Getting people out of their broke hypnotic rhythm. Broke hypnotic rhythm. Do you think that's worth a premium pack? Just to get people to say, you know what? I could do something different. My life is now reinvigorated. I feel like a newborn again. I'm excited to wake up in the morning. What's that worth? This is what you got to get good at, getting people to see, getting people to feel what that's like. I remember I asked yesterday how many people to write down their why, and I was reading them. Okay, you've established your why. You're able to dream again. Do you think that's worth a premium pack or buying some Biozen this week? Have no fear to ask people to do what you need them to do, because this is what you are truly offering. See, I have no problem because I know I'm going to be there every step of the way for somebody. Are you? Then you should have no problem sitting down with people and telling them what to do. How about this one? What would it be worth to have an opportunity to secure their future with something called residual income? What's that worth? I want you to think about that. What's residual income worth? Time freedom, money freedom, securing the retirement, not trading time for dollars. Right? Now, once again, understanding who you're talking to. How many people do you think you talk to on a daily basis have a secure retirement and have residual income? Very few. Very few. 1% of the people in the United States of America, when they get ready to retire, retire wealthy, which means they had a form of residual income. 75% of people age 65 years and older have to rely on family, friends, church, or the government just to survive. That means 3 out of 4 people that you talk to every day need something on the screen. 23% of people have to go back and work in their retirement. Now let's up the numbers. 75 plus 23 is 98% of the people you talk to. 9.8 out of every 10. You know they need something on the screen. Do you think someone would pay and buy a premium pack for that opportunity? You know, there's people out there. We had a bankruptcy lawyer in our other business. He goes, you know, people would pay me $5,000 to go bankrupt. Hang on a second. The guy can't pay his bills, but he's going to pay you $5,000 to go bankrupt. He goes, yeah, that's my cost as a lawyer to help him go bankrupt. So you're asking the person who needs to go bankrupt for $5,000. Is this nuts? And here we are giving people this type of opportunity. We go, I don't know. Can I buy a premium pack? Don't worry about all that, guys. If a bankruptcy lawyer could get $5,000 from somebody who can't pay his bills, we can't get and we can't feel, confident enough to tell people what they need to do for everything on the screen. Is that not crazy? Okay. And then let me ask you this. To me, this is the biggest value. What are you worth? Someone gets involved with Jeff and Lisa, I have no problem telling people what they need to do because I'm providing them the value. I'm the value. Hilo's not the value. You think Hilo's the value? No, you're the value. Say it. You're the value. I have the system. I'm going to provide the coaching. I'm going to give you the turnkey programs. I have the weekly calendar of events. I have a social media platform. What is a system worth? Well, McDonald's says it's worth 1.2 million. That's what McDonald's says. My system's worth 1.2 million. Do you want it? And my system has proven to help people make $100,000 to $200,000 a year, because that's the average that McDonald's franchise owner earns. So is the value the hamburger? No, you get gas and indigestion and diarrhea when you eat their hamburger. You're buying the system. And no matter where you go in the world, you eat that hamburger, it's the same diarrhea. Okay, Jeff, that's gross. It's the truth. It's the truth. They're selling systems. What are we selling? Hilo? Yes, don't get this wrong. Of course, this is what we're sharing with people. But what is our system worth? Is it worth a premium pack, guys? Is it where people are going, ew? Is it worth going out there and saying, you know what? I'm going to get people to buy the BioZen today because that's the product, that's the company they bought into. Well, okay, how about this one? You really want to go on a limb? Okay, hang on a second. I'll establish this. Do you see this on your screen? That's what you're offering. That's what you're offering. Tell me somebody on your list that wouldn't want something here. Get good at relaying it. That's it. You're the value. The system is the value. The vision of being involved in wearable technology is the value. And all these other things, I promise you, people want something on the screen. Know this. Know this. Okay, now, when you do that, here's what I want you to see. When you're out there and you're doing the presentation, I might even put this on when I do new slides, but I won't do it right now. Okay. Now, when you're out there and you're sitting down with people after your presentation, right? I want you to see that globe attached. And if you know that's what you're really offering people, would you really have a problem presenting the premium pack and the BioZen? Telling people this is what I would do? What do I have here? I got 750 points plus the loyalties, 800 plus 500, 1,300. And you think what I just showed you is worth 3,350? If you don't buy into it, I'm not trying to get you to buy into what I'm saying. Unless you bought into that, you'll never present it. I'm presenting you my case. I'm an attorney, and I'm presenting you my case right now in front of the jury. You're the jury. Okay, that this opportunity is worth $3,300 because it's an inventory secured opportunity, is it not? I'm getting $3,300. I'm getting more value in product than I am in dollars. So if I just move the product, did I not just get my money back? So, Your Honor, I am representing, okay, Jeff and Lisa Giamalva, and I've established my case now on why I believe this is an opportunity worth $3,300. and my people that are judge and jury, okay, there's my case. That's it. That's what I do when I do a presentation. I lay out the case on why I believe this is why I believe it's a great opportunity. You need to believe. You need to believe this is worth it. Do you think that bankruptcy lawyer says, well, if you can't come up with 5,000, okay, I can't help you go bankrupt? Well, if you can't come up with 3,300, I can't help you become financially independent. And I'm getting your head right. Of course, if somebody can't do it, they could start where they want. I just want you to understand what you're really offering so you're confident in talking to people. I really believe it. Because let me ask you this. If someone can't move $3,300 in product, let's just say everybody sold everything, every device. How are they going to become financially independent? How are they going to do that? If they can't help 30 people get some Biozen, what is it, 38 Biozen? 38 people, and sell 5 Helos. And they want to become that's like saying, I'm going to buy a McDonald's franchise, but I can't see myself selling 50 hamburgers. What? See, you got to just, it's kind of comical when you really think about it. But I want you to believe, because if you don't believe, that's why I'm laying out my case here. If you don't believe this opportunity is worth what I just told you, you'll never ask. If you never ask, you'll never get. And people, well, I can't afford. Okay, really? Okay, it doesn't matter. You still need to lay out your case. And when you sit down with people now and you do this the right way, you could give the right advice. Whatever they do, they do. But I want you confident and believe that your opportunity is worth way more than $3,300. That's all I want. Because I want you to understand just the value of you working with your new person, because that's what the people on Diamond Zone do. Diamond Zone's a different group. These are people that have said, I want to be and take ownership of my business. Well, if you want to take ownership of your business, when you bring a new person in, or you're working with your group's person, who's the value? Is that new person your value, or are you theirs? You're their value. I was online and I was looking at Tony Robbins is doing a very exclusive seminar in Vegas in August. And I just think that's a great group of people to be around. So I put my information, because I couldn't just click and find out how much it was. No, that would be too easy, right? So I had to put my information in, and somebody from Tony Robbins called me and said, listen, this is a very exclusive event. Mr. Giamalva, okay, they had all my information, and we want you to send in your resume so we can approve you for Tony's conference. Because Tony has established he's the value. I said, well, how much is it? He goes, we're going to determine first if you even qualify to attend. Do you see what they're doing? They just didn't say, I'll take anybody. But over here, if the person on the street corner with a sign that says, we'll work for food, we'll bring them in the business. And I'm not saying not to. I'm just getting you to think. So I submitted my stuff. Guess how much they're asking for, okay, a 4-day conference? $7,500. Oh, for what? I believe there'll be value. I'll believe there's value probably in that, yes. And then we have an inventory secure. Well, let me just do this one more time. I gotta do it one more time. I have to. That's Tony, right? Tony's established. Well, you know what? You need to understand you're established. Well, Jeff, I haven't had the same results Tony has. Yes, you have. You've accepted the opportunity. And yours is inventory secured. And this is what you're offering somebody? Really? Okay. That's it. That's my training today. Okay? You guys, listen. Just the bios in. Notify everybody, send that article and say, listen, you need the bios in. This is going to be something very, very big. So anyway, with that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Open mic Friday. Anybody can share whatever they want. I need people to participate in Open Mic Friday. Okay? Share. Just share your story. Share whatever you want to share. Okay? People want to hear from the people in the field. Okay? Appreciate all of you. Thank you. This has been recorded. It'll be on the YouTube channel very shortly. Thanks, guys.